Today's episode of Off the Timeline is titled What If Johnny Manziel Went to Oklahoma and Texas A&M got Baker Mayfield instead? What if I told you the biggest star in college football history went to the wrong school? Not a different team, but the wrong program for who he actually was. Because if Johnny Manziel goes to Oklahoma instead of Texas A&M, he doesn't just win games, he breaks a dynasty, reshapes college football, and accidentally creates Baker Mayfield's entire career. And the craziest part? The quarterback who replaced him might have been the one who actually made Texas A&M better. And that this what if scenario hinges on just one question. What if the Johnny Manziel chaos landed in Oklahoma instead? And that sets the table for 2012 and the wrong program gets Johnny. In 2012, Oklahoma didn't need saving. They had structure, they had consistency, they had Bob Stoops. What they didn't have was chaos. Meanwhile, Texas A&M was entering the SEC. New conference, new expectations, no identity yet. And in this alternate timeline, they never get one handed to them because Johnny Manziel doesn't go to College Station, he goes to Norman. And at first, it doesn't even work. Stoops doesn't start him immediately. Too risky, too unpredictable. So early in the season, Oklahoma looks normal, efficient, disciplined, yet quietly dangerous. Until they hit a ceiling, and that's when everything changes. Manziel gets his chance mid-season, and instantly everything breaks. Broken plays turn into touchdowns, scrambles turn into highlights, structure turns into improvisation. Oklahoma goes from stable contender to the most dangerous team in the country. But there's a problem. The same thing that makes them unstoppable makes them unreliable. They beat elite teams. Then they lose a random Big 12 game, the kind of loss that ends your national title hopes in the BCS era. No playoff safety net, no second chance. And this sets the table for the game that never happens. In real life, Johnny Manziel shocked college football. He walked into Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama. That moment changed everything. But in this timeline, that game never happens. Alabama doesn't get surprised. Nick Saban keeps rolling. Dominance continues, control tightens. The SEC doesn't become chaos, it becomes inevitable. And here's where it gets chaotic. Because while Alabama is dominating, there's one team they never have to face Oklahoma, the only offense in the country capable of breaking them. But Oklahoma never makes it because of this one loss. So the most dangerous team in college football never even gets a chance to prove it. And this sets the table for 2013 peak chaos, no control. Once we get to 2013, Manziel is fully unleashed. No hesitation, no leash, no limits. Oklahoma becomes must watch every week. They can beat anyone, they can lose to anyone. And that's the problem. Turnovers increase, defense regresses, games spiral. They're spectacular, but they're not complete. And this is where the timeline quietly changes. Because while Oklahoma is chasing chaos, Texas A&M is building something else. Not a superstar, not a phenomenon, but something more sustainable. They're not elite, but they're stable, and that matters more than anyone realizes yet. And this sets the table for 2014, the reset year. 2014 is where everything changes. Manziel leaves for the NFL. The chaos is gone. And Oklahoma, well, they don't know who they are anymore. They built around improvisation. Now they need structure again, but they don't have the pieces. At the same time, the college football changes forever. The college football playoff begins, and now consistency matters more than ever. And this is where another name enters the story, Baker Mayfield. At Texas Tech, shows flashes early, walk on, underdog, immediate production. But things fall apart with no scholarship security, no long term commitment, so he leaves, just like he did in real life. In real life, he ended up at Oklahoma, but in this alternate timeline, that door is closed because Oklahoma already built its identity around chaos. So Mayfield goes somewhere else, somewhere that needs him more. Texas A&M. He sits in 2014, learns, waits, watches, and what he sees is a program that never found its moment. And that sets the table for 2015. The answer arrives. 2015 begins, and now everything flips. Mayfield takes over at Texas A&M, and immediately it feels different. It's not chaotic, it's not reckless, but controlled aggression, precision, confidence, and edge. He's not Johnny Manziel, and that's exactly why it works. Drives are sustained, mistakes are limited, and games are finished. Texas A&M goes from "what if we had Johnny" to "we don't need him." And that sets the stage for the defining game. Texas A&M versus Alabama. Same Alabama, same machine, same dominance. But this time, it's different. Mayfield doesn't scramble in the chaos, he controls the game, reads the defense, makes the throws, and manages the moment. Late in the game, A&M leads a drive. It's not flashy, but it's perfect and ends in a touchdown. Texas A&M beats Alabama not with chaos, but with control. And that's where this alternate timeline lives on forever, because now the question changes. Did Oklahoma get the better player, or did Texas A&M build the better team? Manziel gave Oklahoma the highest ceiling in football, but he never made them complete. Mayfield gave Texas A&M something else entirely: consistency, identity, closure. Oklahoma got the chaos, Texas A&M got the answer, and college football got the timeline where the most exciting player ever wasn't the one who changed everything. And if you made it this far, you already know this alternate timeline changes more than it looks like at first. So I want to hear from you. Who would you rather have? Manziel at Oklahoma or Mayfield at Texas A&M? And if you want more college football alternate timelines like this, hit subscribe. We're just getting started, and I'll see you in the next timeline.